Welcome to Vintage Bricks. I'm James. This is exciting times in Legoland as they're bringing back a classic set, Eldorado Fortress, the one that was originally 1989. And we'll take a quick look at that set and compare it to the prequel, what Lego has put out so far on their website that is coming out soon. So hope you enjoy this first glimpse and comparison. Okay, and the unveiling, here it is. This is coming out July 4th for VIP members. And there's the original on the right there, and which I've built, the original 89. And you can relive this set now, which is amazing. It's so great that Lego's going back and redoing these sets in a little bit modern way, but still retaining the original feel. Hey, this set adds this Imperial trading post ship, this little trading ship, as a bonus. So on the right here, I'm going to do a build of the 89 set. And you can see right away it's all built in that base plate. Well, there's so many pieces because the new set is all brick built. There's no base plate, which is incredible. Of course, that wasn't probably possible in 89 to do that. And we'll do a little spin review of both sets. And you can see how they've really captured the feel of the initial here. Here are the minifigures of the new set. There's 8 of them. Plus we have Popsy and Spinoza, who is Redbeard's favorite pet monkey. In keeping with the times, we have Lieutenant Martinet replaced by a female lieutenant who does a great job keeping in line the soldiers. And of course the originals are on the left. The happy smiley faces, the more modern faces, they have a little more personality. Now Governor Broadside has been replaced by an admiral. Maybe he got promoted. I hope so. He deserved it. And there's the original flag on the left and right. Again, keeping with the same spirit of these Imperial soldiers. Now here's the boat from the 6277. And this is one of the, I think, an all-time favorite little ship because it really fits in scale-wise. The print is really similar, a little upgraded. And for fun, let's just do a spin review of that Imperial outpost that has that trading ship. This, I mean, it's too much to ask. I wish Lego would redo this set too. But this set's a wonderful set. Now, one thing they really did, the old crane was a little rickety, and they really upgraded that. I love that. It has very classic-looking cannons. Still going to, protect us from Redbeard the pirate. Now, here's the pirate timeline for the soldiers, at least. 89 are the blue coats, and the red coats came in 92, which are called Imperial Guards. And then in 96, the Spanish Armada sets came in. So there you go for a little background on the history there. Well, I know this has been a quick run-through of this set, but hope it whets your appetite. And I think it's a pretty good value considering what it costs to buy the original set. Well, thank you for visiting Vintage Bricks. And if you want to dig in a little more about the 1989 set, I re-released my original video a couple years ago of that review, which is coming right up now. Hi, today we're going to talk about set 6276 Eldorado Fortress. It's part of the theme of Imperial soldiers, so let's get to it. That we've had a chance to do the speed build, let's talk about the set. this is one set that really fits within a theme so beautifully. The theme, of course, is the Imperial soldiers. We have the Sabre Island, Lockup Lagoon, Broadside Brig, and of course the Clipper ship, the flagship Imperial ship here. And the color schemes of all of these match beautifully, I think, better than we see in many of today's themes. The beauty of Now the fun part is a minifigure review. Minifigures really make the set in a lot of ways. Now it's important on these soldier guys. I'll put the governor here. This is Governor Broadside, but he is unique to this set and to the Clipper ship. So I guess unique to two ships. Very interesting. The blue is important here because in this theme of Imperial soldiers, the guys are blue, very reminiscent of the French Napoleonic guys, soldiers. And I'll bring up maybe a slide of that. Napoleon, you know, would be proud to have Governor Broadside on his team. Although that sounds a little English, so maybe not too proud. However, not to be outdone though with the English sounding name, we have Lieutenant Martinet, who does, you know, sound a little bit more French, to me at least. Probably is. And here he is. He's the guy that he's lieutenant, so he helped run the fort, day to day run the fort. The officers had the yellow epitaphs, where the regular guys had the red. So again, the blue's important. Later on, as time goes on, a couple of years later, Lego decided, hey, we're throwing out the blue and bringing in the red. And their ships changed, their forts changed, their flags turned red, and then they're called the Imperial Guards. So I'm not quite sure what all went on without trying to research that. So we have Broadside, we have Martinet, so he's good. And then now we just have some regular soldier guys. And here's one here, I'll put him up on my little stand. The soldier guy, the red epitaph, they have a little backpack on. Anyway, he was, because he worked on a land base, he had these square or more cup-shaped hats. When they worked on a ship, they had the tri-fold hats, so a little bit different. So there's a bunch of, he's just a regular worker bee. You'll see him all over there. They're working day and night around here. So those are really the main Imperial soldier minifigures. Now they throw in a couple pirates. Here's a pirate right here. This is Redbeard the pirate. He has good control over those pirates. He's all over the place. Even though he's in a little ship here, he has a huge ship, the Black Sea Barracuda, that till about 2010 kind of ruled the seas. So we shouldn't feel bad for him. I mean, obviously he's been through a few battles with the leg and the hand thing, but the guy has a good outlook on life, right? He's Mr. Positive. And then we had his little buddy here, who I think his name might be Will. I could be wrong. Kind of rounds out the minifigures. Rare pieces. The one really rare piece of the set is the Governor Broadside. And I guess I'm defining rare because he was only in two sets, the Eldorado Fortress and the 6274, a Clipper here. Isn't that a fine ship right there? And for some reason, when he's on that ship, he wears a yellow feather plume. This one he wears red. I don't know why. It must be his traveling outfit there. So this is the main piece. The other ones are fairly reasonable. Even Lieutenant Marionette, you can collect these pieces, fairly reasonable. I have a pretty good collection of them. Like, I feel like a broken record on these videos. Watch the clips. Make sure they are intact. The base plate, again, gives it this great dimensionality. Make sure it's in good shape. That's about it for rare pieces here. It's again, Governor Broadside. I'm still in the show here for that. Let's talk about a factoid for this set. What I found out that this was created in 1989, and in 1990 they came out with that, and this is very exciting. They came out with a magazine. In my day we called comics, the Golden Medallion. It's 36 pages of pirates versus the soldiers. And I know it's all about this set because on the back it has the Barracuda back here, this ship here, attacking the fort. This is why I said don't feel bad, Redbeard. He has this huge ship that really dwarfs the poor little Clipper. It wasn't until 2010 and 11 when we got the big Imperial ship, which I happen to have, which I feel so happy about. Anyway, the thing that's interesting, look at, the governor here, he looks like he's in pretty good shape. He's been kind of running the fort, running the ship. But when I turn to page 19 of the comic, let's see here. There's a picture of him up close up, but he looks like he's been eating quite a few turkey wings there. Been put on a few pounds that he needs to work off. So I kind of wondered, well, how did he was able to work that weight off? I was rooting for him, and so of course I hunted around, and guess what? In 2009, he was a star in a video game, a Nintendo video game that was called Castles, Lego Castles, and I have a photo of him, and he was back to tip-top shape then. So he got a little soft for a while, but all better now. The story of the book basically, and this is where it gets a little interesting too, to me, there's pirate with Redbeard pirate had a best mate, Will, and Will had a crush on the governor's daughter, Camellia, and Will got caught, got put into prison, then escaped. The name Will and the governor, and this all sounds a lot like the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So I was a little kind of wondering about that. So that's a tidbit. So factoid, you can pick these up secondhand, pretty easy. Just to make sure if you're an English speaker that you get the English copy because it was first printed overseas. Okay, thank you.